Okay, so here we are. I've laid Arnold down, and I am going to try to get this eyeball out. This is only a one-shot deal, so if I mess up, I messed up. So let's see what happens. Okay, I feel the hardness of the paint. I don't want to cut over what I don't want. Okay. Okay. I think I need some thinner tweezers, but didn't. That's all I had. Okay. There we go. But now I have to kind of go in deeper in there so the eye socket can be nice and hollow in there. Fit that eyeball in there. This is going to be hard because I don't know how deep to go. I don't want the eye to just sink in, but I don't want it to be bulging out either. Alright guys, this is hard. Right now I can say that this is solid silicone, so that's kind of nice. Yep, I'm going to need to really okay, see, I can see already that this iris is way too big for this doll, because you don't want him to look like a scared Arnold. And I do need to go deeper. But I can tell you right now that the eye is, not necessarily the eye, but the iris is too big in diameter, so it needs to be a smaller eye. So in reality, I don't know where to get those eyes, which is too bad. It would have, I think, by the looks of it, would have been awesome. Again, like I said, it needs to be probably a 6mm eye. Okay, now right now I guess I don't really care because I'm just going in there and I'm actually messing the detail on the bottom of the eye, which is not good if I were to do this on a real maquette that I want the eyes. See, the paint is coming off there, but it's okay because this is the one I'm going to be messing up. But this is good. At least you'll get an idea what it looks like. Push it back in there. Okay, so with this experiment I just realized something, that I would need to go in here and make this a lot thinner in here so this won't bulge out, which I can continue in. But if you notice that this paint started coming off here. Actually, it didn't come off. I cut it accidentally. Same with here, I cut it, but here it looks like the paint started coming off right here. So that just tells me one thing, that if I were to find the right size eyes, then you just obviously take your time and get the right cuts and don't stretch it as much. But this is good because it actually told me how good the paint job is on here. It actually is good, but I really was tugging on it, as you saw. But if you notice, it's not bad. I still think it's a little bit too big for Arnold. It may be good for the other ones, I'm not sure. Until I get one, I will measure those. But see, it's a smaller iris, so I need probably a 6mm. This is an 8. And actually, if you can see already kind of like the difference, I mean, it's incredible. I mean, if you can get these eyes, it'd be great. And if these work for the other ones, it'd be perfect. But you just have to be very careful when you cut in here. And I kind of just went quick here, as you can see on the video here. It's like probably less than 3 minutes. To do something the right way and make it work with the right size of an eye, you'd have to take your time and really make sure you cut the right stuff so you don't get, you don't make a mistake. And this is sharp as hell. Anyway, so there we go, guys. I tried did the eye for you guys. I think it's a little bit the iris is a bit too big, but you get an idea. Actually, it's not that bad when you look at it, but he does need to have smaller eyes to make it look like the maquette. Alright, guys, well, we just witnessed the beginning of the destruction.